What's up, guys? Just wanted to do a little impromptu tarot reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm on 4 hours of sleep currently. My girlfriend decided to come wake me up at 10 a.m. I went to sleep at like 6 a.m. But this is, I get to have extra time in the day essentially to clean, mop the floors, picked up my apartment, and yeah. So just wanted to share a vibe with you guys. Thinking a lot about, and pardon me, I'm enjoying my coffee too. So if I take a sip, I got my big old blue cup of coffee here. And I should note that I am on call doing tarot readings, on Psychic Oz and Psychic Source. So if you get around to it, feel free to hit up those websites. On Psychic Source, you could find me under Dylan 4675, and on Psychic Oz, I am by Peter. I don't have an extension on the thing, but you could find me under Peter, my name Peter. I use the stage name Dylan per the request of the Psychic Source website. They require their readers to have a stage name, so a little inside baseball in regards to that. But in any event, I read it for those two websites, which is pretty cool. Just want to share a little bit of my mindset, and then we could jump into tarot. I was thinking recently, like big picture. I had a moment in time, and I've been kind of going through somewhat of a breakup, non-officially, and I'm on this kind of medicine ball, this squishy ball. So if you hear me squishing around, I'm still waiting for new furniture to come through. Living with a girlfriend, she moved out impromptu before the holidays. It was kind of devastating, but we're not broken up per se. It's just we kind of, had a falling out. I think we both agree that she reacted incredibly. What's the proper word? Dramatically, I guess, by moving out just before the holidays. But it is what it is. Long story short, there's a silver lining in all of that, and this gives me an opportunity to spread my wings, have my own place, get back to myself and catch my vibe. And I think one of the bigger lessons that this has kind of taught me was that I have the divine masculine and the divine feminine aspects, the nurturing, caring, turning a house into a home, turning an apartment into a home. I have that embedded in myself, and we all have that embedded into ourselves. As far as the divine masculine, I've been able to impress myself likewise in those departments. I have an electric scooter, I do Uber deliveries on the side, and I like busted flat tire, the rear wheel, had to completely remove it, so I turned into like a little mechanic. And it's interesting because Venus is retro in Capricorn. I've been touting that left and right. And it's just interesting because Capricorn is somewhat of a mechanic as far as a zodiac sign. And Venus is the sector of finances and money generating. So it's just kind of funny that one of the streams or means of income, riding an e-scooter and delivering for Uber Eats here and there, it blew out, and it gave me an opportunity to become somewhat of a mechanic. Capricorn is 10th house masculine energy, so it's very interesting that the feminine energy of Venus is, with money and beautification, being able to buy nice things, has that kind of, relationship. I was also thinking about, 10th house Capricorn, Saturn ruled, excuse me. I'm a coffee guy too. I'm a black coffee guy. I love black coffee. I'm looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now. Looking like I just rolled out of bed, but I promise I've been up for a couple hours cleaning and stuff. But in any event, by the way, the OG Emperor flag is on that side of the table. I usually record on that side, but I'm sitting here watching Queen Cup on YouTube. Shout out to Queen Cup. I have somewhat of a tarot crush on her. Tarot reader crush. Talking about 10th house Capricorn, known for reputation, what you're known for. And I just had this kind of moment of just thinking, grandiose, bigger picture. Her moving out, the girlfriend moving out is like, what do you want? Because it really kind of disrupts your heart. It erupts your heart in a way, and it makes you think big picture. Like, what do you want? Like. And part of the things that I wrote down was like, I want to give her babies. I want to give her children. I want to, give her the wedding that she deserves. I want to be able to pay for my mom's house and, retire my mom early. And there's all these like great, dreams and plans and schemes. And it's like, I really don't dream that big per se. I mean, I got my little desktop background on my laptop with the mansion and the car, and I think all of those are great, and I think that they're they're a tribute to, for lack of a better word, manifesting capabilities and abilities. Me, I'm at a point where I want to be able to use my time according to me and wisely. It reminds me of another kind of stream of thought that I had yesterday. I came across a TikTok, and it was actually someone else's stream of thought, but she said that we live in a time loop, this lady on TikTok, and it's featured in the Gregorian calendar. We continuously kind of spend time celebrating all the same holidays every year cyclically. And obviously that's a reflection of the seasons and the sun cycles, moon cycles. But she kind of referred to it as a time loop or something. So it just kind of made me think, big picture, I guess. What can I do to generate streams of income and revenue, obviously? And, I think most importantly for me right now is what am I willing to do? Because, I've done the desk job 12 years plus, 11 years plus. Did the schooling, up to bachelor's degree, but this day and age, it kind of behooves you to think what can I do on my own term, on my own time, Dropbox shipping, or just certain little avenues of income that make you think, what can I do? But it's interesting, And I think, you gotta kind of water that seed. You gotta water that way of thinking, and you really gotta, think big. Even just now talking out loud, it made me think of my girlfriend's cousin is dating this guy, Nick, and he does I think it's called drop shipping or something. So I could reach out to him and see hey, how does that work? How could I communicate? Which is interesting. But yeah, I think I think the future, quote unquote, or prosperity has to do obviously with linking up with others, and self-admittedly, that's something that I need to do more of, is linking up with others and all that good stuff. But in any event, I suppose let's jump into the tarot. Like I said, I'm on call, so if I get pulled to the side, don't mind me. I'm just working here and there. But, like I said, I wanted to be productive and proactive and get something out there for the collective creative unconscious. A little bit of a venting rant from me for the first 9 minutes. Sorry, I'm housing this coffee right now. But yeah, in any event, I think it's good to put all your aspirations out there and on paper and write them out and know that it's possible somehow, some way. You may not know how it's going to happen, but those are your intentions, and I think if it gets you moving along down the line of hey, look, don't just kind of sleep on, something that you could be doing. You could be chipping away. I kind of look at it as like chipping away at like a dam, like a wall or something, and behind it is like water or something. And you just got to keep on throwing stuff at the wall, and pretty soon something will crack, and then a whole floodgate will open. So that's what I'm doing here. Four of Wands in the reverse wanted to fall out on the ground. Coming out of a union or coming out of the holidays here has its own kind of aura to it. It's kind of a relaxed vibe and mood. Easy to be lazy, I think. Obviously for me, I'm on 4 hours of sleep. But again, my girlfriend woke me up and we made amends, and she hugged, and she was returning some things from the move, my lamp basically, that the movers took on accident. But we hugged and we embraced, and it was a very kind of amazing moment because, I didn't know that I was going to see her again. I didn't know that I was going to get to hug her again. That's how abrupt everything happened. And we got into an argument. I raised my voice, and, it prompted her to stay the night away with her friends and then move out, and then, kind of touch and go as far as communication. And then sure enough, she, made an effort to come back and bring back my lamp, and she walked in my room because she had the apartment key still. And, and I was like, yeah, let me get up and let me, gargle some Listerine and put some deodorant on, and let's talk. And, we hugged it out, we cried, and, the love was there, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and she said that giving her a peck on the lips would be too much, too overwhelming, so she just settled for a kiss on the cheek, I guess. But she told me, she's like, I want you in my life, like, don't block me or anything on social media, and I won't block you, and the love is there. And I asked her, I was like, is there hope? Is there hope for the future? Like, can I kiss you on the lips, like, in the future? Like, meaning, are we still, this thing? Are we together? And I think the answer is yes. But again, I in some weird way, I was talking to my mom earlier, this is meant to happen. I've never really lived on my own. I've always had roommates or something, but I feel very good and helpful about this stage and phase of my life. Needless to say, so this falling out with the Four of Wands in the reverse, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be lined, and in fact, it's gold-coated. It points to the Three of Wands in the upright, which is so much gold on the card. This is a gift from the universe, actually. And you want to take where you're at, no matter if it's good or bad, use it as a stepping stone. And, the Three of Wands in the upright, I read the reversals as pointing to the card prior to it. So hence the Four of Wands in reverse, Three of Wands in the upright, if I said cups, Three of Wands. Is someone looking off of a shore at a new horizon, the dawning of a new day or the setting of a day, depending on how you see it. It's perspective, right? There's also, it could be the ships coming in, the blessings coming in. That's also how you kind of view it. And interestingly enough, with doing the tarot readings and stuff, I gotta tell myself more, but I started to take the opportunity to be looking at my own energy as if to say yes, call me, let me be a resource to you, let me help you with what it is that I could do, whether it's the gift of gab or the reading of tarot cards, and weaving some sort of inspiration for you guys. I was doing deliveries yesterday, and my e-scooter ran out of juice. I was far out. I'm over by Hollywood, LA, and so I was all the way on San Vicente and Melrose. And shout out if you know what I'm talking about, but you could Google Maps it too. And I live all the way on Vine and Melrose, and it's like an hour and 10-minute walk or something crazy. I had my scooter and I had my Uber bag, so I ended up walking Thanksgiving night at midnight. This is yesterday. It's Friday at the time I'm recording this, so last midnight. All the way from San Vicente, Melrose, probably even further from back, from that point, all the way to Vine and Melrose. That's like an hour and 20-minute walk, and you get to see all the cool, shops and stores on Melrose. But I walked that whole bitch. And it was cool, man. It made me feel a part of LA in a weird way. I got to see it, LA is somewhat of a ghost town during the holidays. So, I've been doing Uber deliveries at night, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even on the other end of it, 6 a.m. So when you're able to see the city in that other perspective, it's really cool. It's really dope. And you see all the storefronts, you see all the furniture galleries, and it's just so cool. But you also see some homeless people, and it gave me perspective as far as like, another face of gratitude, especially during Thanksgiving. And it's cliche for a reason. It made me appreciate being able to come home to an apartment. And, even though I'm not in the best position, be able to have my own apartment and, do everything that I can financially to just be where I want to be on my terms, It also made me kind of rethink, using my qualifications, my experience, and maybe get back on the job market, something I've been hesitant and reticent to do because I really, feel like I want to ideally, and I know it's possible in my heart somewhere, some way. I see a path to victory, but ideally being able to, do tarot full time, and if I have to do deliveries and build a following and do all that stuff. But that's the intention. So, trying to do everything that I can. I am doing everything that I can. And I'm going to keep on doing everything that I can. But if I have to get a part-time to, keep on paying the bills and keep on thriving and reaching the goals, and I'm going to do that. But until then, I'm going to keep on throwing myself at the wall every single day until that bitch breaks. That's probably the Aries in me, but, there's brightness here. Let's see. Let's read for ships coming in and also New Horizons. As far as that three of wands here, ships coming in and New Horizons. What do you guys say for ships coming in and New Horizons? Okay, so ships coming in. You got 3 of swords in the reverse. This is coming out of heartbreak and stuff. So that could be your ship coming in, your blessing coming in. For instance, like Casey coming back to Doc, so to speak. Me hugging her and embracing her in my arms earlier today. That's a ship coming in for that ass, And it's interesting. It's really interesting. It's 3 swords in the reverse. Reminds me of the 3 Musketeers. All for one and one for all. And in a weird way, it's like getting the band back together. That reminds me of my cousins, Lisa and Justin. So maybe I should start a group chat with them. I'm realizing a lot right now. 3 of Swords isn't all bad. I mean, if you read it in the reverse position, it is kind of like, all for one and one for all. And you have the decisiveness of the 2 of Swords. You have the clarity of the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Swords, and you have the victory, essentially, there. And the 3 is like the collaborative, creative aspect, I would say, if I had to read this in a positive light. It's also coming out of heartbreak and stuff. So there's that, which is dope. Group chat with Lisa and Justin, and reach out to Nick. That's that guy that I said was doing the drop shipping stuff. But in any event, 3 swords over, ships coming in, is what we're reading about. And I think it's this energy of like, okay, well, that's something coming in. Obviously, feel free to apply it to your position and think out loud with me. What would be a ship coming in for me? Maybe some form of understanding that the love is still there between me and the girl that moved out or whatever. So there's that. That's for ships coming in. On my end, you obviously know your context better than I do, so feel free to apply it. And then because the 3 of Wands, you could read both ways. Ships coming in or New Horizons. For New Horizons, this is, out of work. in a sense, not applying your skill or craftsmanship, which is, again, I was talking about earlier from my situation. Feel free to apply your own situation. Hesitance and reticence to kind of, get a new full-time job. I think part of the vaccine thing, for me, my own personal beliefs on it, is, kind of informs, what I'm trying to do and what I'm not trying to do. But ultimately, Eight of Pentacles in reverse is out of work, New horizons, I could see it as maybe continuing to be out of work more. Knight of Wands in reverse, using energies expressed in a constructive way. Okay, and yet being emotionally receptive here in some way, shape, or form. Okay, lack of reciprocity with the Six of Pentacles here. And yet still having some semblance of stability here, which is great. You want to make it to the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is stability. It's security. Okay, on the negative end, it could be holding on too tightly. Okay, still planning and scheming and strategizing to make advancements and progress. Not wanting to revert to negative coping mechanisms. This could be not using your resume as well with the Nine of Cups in reverse, which you really don't want to do a disservice to yourself by doing that. Let's keep on this train of thought here. Okay, lack of forward movement or progress with the Knight of Pentacles. Not remaining objective with the High Priestess. So I'm getting that you may want to continue where you kind of last left off. You may want to continue where you last left off as far as like the abundance of your career. I mean, I am getting somewhat of a self-sabotage mechanism with not wanting to partake in certain things, if you know what I mean. Certain things that have become politicized, so as to further advance your career. A lot of careers nowadays require that you have certain vaccines and health checkups and stuff. So I'm getting it with the Ace of Cups in the upright. I think a lot of it from my personal situation would be informed by the fact of like, hey, is this a job that I like? Maybe I'm getting, look for that job, and feel free to resonate with this if this applies to you. I'm getting, look for that job that is the next step in your career, regardless of if there's a, vaccination requirement or not. So, low key, I know YouTube will probably hear me say vaccine and vaccination. But I'm not speaking against it. I'm just saying, do what you gotta do. Do what you want to do. It's very interesting to note that there's 5 streams of water coming out. Reminds me of 5 streams of income, and also reminds me of 5 of Cups, being able to salvage something and move forward. Peace dove here on top of the chalice. Yads or God's blessings and gifts and opportunities out of the blue. Okay. Let's see what else wants to come out here. Okay, coming out of a decision here. You see that Two of Sword iconography here, as well as here coming out of that. Okay, and then now you have the Ten of Cups. This is like a happy, healthy family right here. It's very cool. Yeah, so I would try to look into that. Don't let these kind of like politicized, narratives be roadblocks or obstacles. Okay. Don't let anything kind of inhibit you from advancing this narrative. Obviously, you want to do what you're most comfortable with, but if you could look for something that's the next step that's aligned with you, I think, then do that. I think it's all about being aligned with yourself. Okay, regardless of whether this is interpreted correctly by my own circumstances or yours. New terrain, new territory with the Hermit card in the upright. Okay, something's either came in or will come in with the Ace of Cups. Could be a new perspective. Alright. Here we go. That's what I've been wanting to see for the Money in Abundance readings. It's been persnickety. Virgo, Libra energy, Queen of Swords in the upright, Ten of Pentacles in the upright. This is the best card for abundance and finances. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, Virgo, Libra energy is an evaluatory energy. Okay, with the Queen of Swords, business acumen, mathematics, science, all that stuff. Ten of Pentacles is long legacy, foundations, cornerstones to build upon. It's interesting. I've been seeing Ten of Pentacles a lot lately in certain readings by ladies, I should say. Shout out to Spirit Warrior Tarot and Can Be the Light Tarot as well. I love those women. So yeah, I mean, I really do think that someone is, this is an energy of someone evaluating the long term with the Queen of Swords in the upright and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is what you want, because remember, we have the Four of Pentacles where you're just trying to get that foothold of stability, trying to grow that money tree. So yeah, I would get excited. I would, if you're looking for a new job or, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Career Builder, Glassdoor, I'd go to all those job sites and, keep on looking as if it were the vaccination were not a requirement and see what you can find. Maybe there's a gem there. Or maybe you'll find something that, you could see worth your while, If you were on the fence of, getting vaccinated or something, maybe you'll see something, worth getting vaccinated for. Dare I say, if I could use that kind of vernacular on YouTube. But in any event, you know where my head's at now. Okay, anything else? I think to tie the snake eating its own tail, it's just this matter of, you want to do things, for more than just you, for bigger than just you. I mean, for God's sakes, I want to, cut the guy a check for 5 G's, the guy who lives out front of the apartment with, the junk van, you just want to do great things for everybody, and don't want to stifle your opportunities or your options, but you want to make sure that you're aligned and, doing things on your terms, so. Anything else we could talk about and look at? Okay, turning cold to doing something new here. You might not want to turn cold to doing something new here. All right, so it's kind of in line of what we're talking about. Okay, there's an incoming victory here. Okay. So I think when you do kind of do as I say, as far as, don't let certain political stances, or don't let it ruin, your legacy or something in such a way. A lot of people are kind of averse to adapting to, the metaverse or, getting, everything that we've been talking about, but I don't know, you gotta open the doors to abundance for yourself too, in such a way, and maybe have a different perspective of things. So it's kind of my message. But I'll keep you updated and I'll keep you posted. And as the great Tony Robbins once said, this is the end of the beginning. So you always have a choice. The choice is yours. Knock on wood here. I always like to say that it's the beginning, and I hope you do too. So, thank you for being on this ride and this journey. As always, feel free to reach out for a one-on-one reading. Like, share, follow, comment, subscribe. look forward to doing some more daily snipes, and check out the November and December love and abundance and money readings are on Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon. All my links are below. And love you guys lots. I'm going to try to end this exactly on the 30-minute mark. 7, 6, 5, 4. Ooh, maybe some New Year's energy? All right, guys. Holler at your boy. Peace.